Welcome to RTBro's Trading Academy, where we entirely focus on the charts, completely ignore the news because it can be manipulated, and we also ignore fundamentals because it cannot be quantitatively valued. We are at a decision point for Bitcoin, guys, and the rest of the crypto market. This is the moment where we really need to be paying very close attention. The moment I've actually taken quite a bit of profits due to the uncertainty of this point, but there's a lot of bullish signs in the market. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, this is the chart you guys are probably very well aware of. And let's do a little back brief on what has been going on. This weekly breaker held up originally. We came back up here. We tagged this monthly breaker. We almost got to the yearly open, didn't actually get it. Got it. However, we have absolutely collapsed back down here to the weekly breaker, right? And this weekly breaker has held up very nicely, and now we are popping back to the upside. The weekly breaker closes in 1 day and 1 hour. So if it does confirm and it closes anywhere around where it is right now, that would be a major show of strength in this market because it would be called a bullish hammer. And especially on the lower time frame, we absolutely have a lot of volume. This is Bitfinex, not as much volume as other charts, but on some of the different charts and exchanges, we absolutely have a lot more volume than is showing right here. Now, the next level we're looking at is this 3-day breaker. Okay, and this 3-day breaker never was lost as a support level, and it is still acting as a support. Now, it closes in 28 minutes, and my assumption is by the time this video is released, we will once again confirm that this 3-day breaker is now a support level or continuing to act as a support level, which buys us additional time until the next 3-day close. So this is a really good sign and one of the major things that I'm looking for, right? So I mentioned a few days ago how these are the three conditions that I'm looking for. Reclaim the 4-hour level, which we've already done, and I'll show you that in a second. Reclaim the 4-hour 200 moving average level, which we have not done, and close above or inside of the 3-day breaker. Well, I'm expecting, unless we have some massive nuke in the next 30 minutes, that we are going to close inside of this 3-day breaker or above it. So this will be another check in the block. So the last thing we're going to look at right here is the 4-hour 200 moving average. Well, where is that sucker at? It's right here, guys, okay? And we've already tested once, and it has not been able to be reclaimed. So this is our final level before I can completely become bullish in this market. Okay, this is the last thing I'm really looking for before I can confidently say the bottom is in on Bitcoin. So once we get above here and close above this 4-day level, that's really important. Now, the 4-hour level that I was talking about is right here. This is a 4-hour breaker that acted as a resistance, broke above, came back down. We lost it, right? However, we have now reclaimed it, and now it is acting as a support. This is another really good retest of this. So we had a nice capitulation. We had a lot of volume in this drop and also in the reclaim. This looks really healthy, guys. I like what I'm seeing here, but for me to be confident the bottom is in, we need to get above this 4-day breaker. All right. Let's go to the next one, which is going to be the Bitcoin dominance. All right. Bitcoin dominance is very important. As you guys are probably aware, been on the channel for a while, you know that the higher the Bitcoin dominance, the more money is in Bitcoin compared to altcoins. The lower it is, the more money is in altcoins compared to Bitcoin. So if you're an altcoin trader or you want the altcoin market to increase, then you want to see this drop. So whenever you have massive drops in the market, these are your altcoin seasons, like we had in March to April of last year. And of course, what we had back in 2017, this entire run, right? So this right here shows that the altcoins actually made tremendous more money than Bitcoin back in 2017. And we know that. And what I would like to see is for us to drop down here and start to go back towards this all-time low and hopefully break down below it, right? But on the lower time frame, or right now, we are stuck between these two levels. We have a weekly breaker here and a weekly breaker here. Well, let's look at the lower time frame, see how we're acting. As you guys can see, we're just bouncing between these two levels. Bounce. Now, it's very good to see that these levels are acting the way they should, right? These are major resistance and support levels. So it is acting as the way you should be expecting by having this consolidation. But the important thing is we need to see it pick a direction either to the upside or downside so we can have more confidence in which asset is going to be more profitable, right? If it breaks the upside, that means that Bitcoin will be more profitable than altcoins. And if it breaks the downside, that means that altcoins will be more profitable than Bitcoin. All right. So the good part about this chart is that we are now below, and I've closed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've closed 5 candles now below the 4-hour 200 moving average. That's a really, really good sign, guys. I like seeing us pressed against this level. It's been tested many, many times. And if we do start breaking down, I think we're going to have a ton of movement in our altcoins in this entire region, right? And the next level that I'm looking at for support or for the next level where I'd start being cautious in our altcoins is right here at this weekly level, right? So if we do lose this, we're going to come all the way down to this level. And if we lose that, then we can start going back down here for the all-time low, okay? So essentially, those are the 2 levels. I want to see it bounce, go and then drop down below here. And this right here is where we're going to have our monstrous altcoin season if we do get it like previous runs have had, all right? Generally, leading back into the retracement once Bitcoin has collapsed is where the most money is made on altcoins. So now that Bitcoin has collapsed, I would like to see us, right? Like now that Bitcoin has collapsed, I would like to see us retrace back up here. And this moment right here is essentially where I'm expecting our altcoins to really take off, right? And the way that we can really see if it's happening is based upon this chart right here. And that's how it all goes together. So yeah, 4-hour 200 moving average, we're now below. And also the daily 200 moving average is being tested right now. So it's a little bit crazy that the 200 moving average daily as well as this weekly breaker are right at this point right here, and they're both supporting this action right here. If we break below this, I think this is going to be a very aggressive drop, and I think our altcoins are going to have a lot of strength in the short term. And the cool part about it is a lot of our altcoins actually look like they are ready to break out and do some massive movements. Yeah, some of the altcoins do look really, really good, and I've been talking about that on Discord. So the next thing we're talking about over here is the total 3. The total 3 is the total crypto coin market cap except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this means this is all of your altcoins except for Ethereum, right? So if you're trading Cardano or Solana or XRP or any of your little small coins that you may be on page 200 on Coin Market Cap, right? All those really, really low ones, they're all included here. So right now, there's currently $676 billion in the altcoin markets, excluding Ethereum, right? Well, this weekly breaker, which I've talked about many, 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 many times, we are still holding it, guys. We dropped below it, but we have recovered it in a very strong way. This is a very, very good candle right here on the weekly. And once again, it does confirm in 1 day and 1 hours. Not only that, but the golden pocket right here is still holding as a support. We did go below it briefly, but I think it looks like it's still holding up, guys. So this is a really, really good sign that the overall altcoin market, except for Ethereum, does look like it's ready to pop. So speaking of Ethereum, the reason why I'm thinking that I'm excluding Ethereum right now is because Ethereum does have this massive monthly breaker right above it. Although it is holding this one, this level right here is acting as a major resistance. So I'm not really expecting us to get above this level in Ethereum. Obviously, if I'm wrong and we start pushing above 3,400, then obviously that assessment's wrong. But ultimately, I think that we're going to be having a lot of problems getting back above this monthly breaker. And I think this was actually a pretty healthy bearish retest of it, right? Now, does Ethereum have to be bullish for the rest of the altcoin market to take off? Historically, it does not, okay? Generally, you want to see it, but it doesn't necessarily have to. There are altcoins that absolutely have moved while Ethereum was stable, and that's what I'm essentially looking to see. I'm essentially looking for Ethereum to be stable, pressing up here maybe a little bit, but ultimately, while it's having struggles trying to get back above this level, I'm expecting our altcoins that are not Ethereum to do a lot better based upon the ratios. So one of the coins I'm looking at right now that looks really, really good is XRP. Okay, XRP looks really, really solid. I'm very happy about this. And on the 6-hour chart, we have this really obvious point of breakdown. Okay, you guys see that? This is the last up candle before the massive collapse. All right. It has already acted as a very strong support level here, here, and here. Now, we did drop below it, and we got a solid retest right here, guys. You do not get a better play than this right here. This is absolutely gorgeous for what you're looking for on a support resistance flop. Now, we retested it and had a capitulative moment, right? We did have a massive collapse, but the recovery has even more volume. You guys see that? The volume on the recovery is even higher than the drop. This is what you want to see. Now, we've broken back above that point of breakdown, okay? And since it acted as a support, and then a resistance, now that we're back above it and retesting it, you would imagine that this is going to act as a support level before a continuation back upwards. Now, you can also draw some sort of a trend line on here, depending upon, how you want to draw it, some sort of a trend line here. So if we do get back above here, this could be a very explosive moment if we get above here. So XRP is one of those coins that tends to move very aggressively. And it also was one of the coins that did the absolute best back in 2017. All right, I think this coin went up like 50-something thousand%, guys. Absolutely incredible amounts. And if you look on the high time frame, XRP has done absolutely garbage during this most recent bull run, right? So while other coins are making new all-time highs and doing 5, 10, 20x from what they were, XRP still hasn't even gotten above all-time highs. It looks very suppressed right now. And yeah, there's a ton of potential on this. So this looks really, really healthy. Don't remember where we're at in the large picture, guys. I do ultimately expect us to come up here. This chart has not changed. It's nothing new to you guys. My expectation is that we are going to get a golden pocket retracement of the entire structure. All right. Nothing has changed here. Okay. We have not lost the key levels in the total 3. But we still need to be cautious until we actually get our confirmation that this is going to happen. Now, obviously, if we do start dropping below, if we start losing those key things that we're talking about, then we need to take more time and reassess, and maybe we need to be looking for the 28,000 or maybe even lower. But ultimately, this is a very healthy standard retracement level, right? Now, if Bitcoin comes up to here, it does not mean that the altcoins will only have the same amount of increase, right? If we do get that Bitcoin dominance to drop the way that I'm expecting to, then while this only increases by like 50%, our altcoins could increase a ton more. So altcoins, altcoins, altcoins. That is what I'm looking for. Those are the ones that I really think have the most potential, and I'm really, really being cautious about. All right, so make sure you guys are on Discord. I could not stress it enough, all right? I am trying to post as much as I possibly can on Discord, all right? There's a lot of really, really good information on here, and I'll have the link is in the description below. Another thing I want to talk about here is the Patreon, okay? Patreon, I have not done as well as I wanted to. I'm going to tell you that right now. I've been trying, but I've been focusing so much on making videos for you guys that I've really neglected the Patreon guys. So what I'm doing is I'm actually not charging for this last month. So all of February, if you are a Patreon member, you are not getting charged. So I have had people leave the Patreon, which is completely understandable because the quality and quantity has not been as much as I've been looking for. Well, what that does mean is that there's actually some first mover advantage slots available. There are 6 of them. So if you want to jump on the Patreon and get only $20 a month, like this is the greatest opportunity right here. All right. There's no difference in quality of content for the $20, the $40, the $80 tiers. Okay. Just once this is full, they're going to have to go here. Once this is full, they're going to have to go here. And that's how I designed this. So they get the exact same amount of information, and I do plan on increasing it substantially over the next month. All right. And like I said, if you are a Patreon member, you will not be charged for this month. And if you are charged on March 1st for Patreon, hit me up directly and I will make sure to give you a refund. All right. Outside of that, guys, I thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. Be cautious in the market. We are absolutely not out of the woods yet, but these are some really, really good signs, and I think we are so close to having some sort of a decision in the market. And outside of that, I'll let you guys go, and I will see you guys next video. And also, before you guys report me to YouTube, make this very clear. I am not driving this vehicle. Somebody else is. I promise you it's being done safely. All right. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Deuces, boys.